Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us here on a Saturday afternoon. I know it takes a big call to do that, but yes, we hope we can give you a good time here as well. So, welcome to this webinar. As you all know, and for people who have joined in here for the first time, FailTell is the first all. Yeah. FailTell is the first all-in-one digital platform that offers a wide range of service to help everyone overcome failures, conquer mental health and emotional challenges, strategize career and deal with everyday concerns for personal, emotional, and professional growth. We at FailTell, we firmly believe that with a perfect balance of coaching, mentoring, professional development, and performance improvement, one can overcome failure and ensuring depression, stress, anxiety, and psychological isolation that the fear of failure brings with it. To join us in this webinar, we have an eminent professional as a guest speaker today. I would like you all to welcome Mr. Sahaj Bana, a proactive and multi-skilled HR professional, a certified ATS resume writer and interview coach, to share his knowledge and experience with the students. He has helped over 10,000 job seekers get into companies like PCG, Apple, Amazon, Flipkart, Walmart, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, KPMG, Deloitte, you name it, and he's helped people get reach there, and many more also during this pandemic. Mr. Sahaj, we warmly welcome you to this webinar.
So thank you so much, Aditya, for a great welcome. I hope I am perfectly audible and all of you can see me as well. If that is a yes, please put down a yes or a 1 or a 2 in the chat box. So just I'm 100% sure I'm perfectly audible and you can see me as well. Right. Thank you, Vanna. Thank you, Anil and Ramya. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Right. Okay. So now I'm sure that you can hear me. So I'm not going to waste much of your time. We have 1 hour and we have to go through resume preparation as well as interview preparation. Okay, it normally takes me more than 2 days to talk about these things, but today I have 1 hour. So I'll directly ask you a couple of questions, then we'll move to the presentation. So first question I have for you is to get to know my audience, which is, what is your experience level? Okay, you are supposed to put that down again in the chat box. You can put in one year or 10-month internship, 3-month internship, or anything like that. So I have clarity on the example that I'm going to share. So one nice thing, 11-year, Anil is saying, or Anisha is saying nil, Ramya 6-year, fresher, 9-year, 1.8, none, okay, fresher, 2.10, 7, 3, 1.5, 11, 5. Okay, so we have a mix of everything. Understood. 3-month, 3-year articleship. Rahul is, I believe, going for CA. Then fresher, 1 year, 1 year. Understood. Second and the last question that I have for you guys is, what is the profile that you are targeting? Are you targeting accounting related thing? Are you targeting engineering related thing? Are you targeting data analyst, or what specific profile that you are targeting? So good. Finance, data analyst, research analyst, accounting, finance consulting. Majority are from finance. Some people from testing QA. One is HR. A fellow HR is here, business analyst, financial analyst. Okay, got it. So majority of you are from like a finance background. Some of you are from IT and tool related IT as well. AML research. Understood. Okay, so it's a quick session. I'm going to talk about starting off the resume part. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what is a objective, what is a profile summary, or how to do these things. I'll talk about the approach that you have to take to create a really good resume. So I'm going to present my screen now. When you can see the screen, please put down a yes again. Okay, I'll share the entire screen. I hope you guys can see the screen. Quick yes would be really helpful. Yes. Right. Great. All right. All right. So now moving to the most important part, which is welcome to this webinar, the FailTell webinar. I hope I'm pronouncing this name right. So today we are going to talk about resume making as well as interview preparation, followed by question and answer from all of you guys. So first thing about resume is, what is the purpose? Why do you create a resume? I'm getting a, can all of you guys please mute yourself? I'm getting a lot of notification voice of new participant joining in. Yeah, thank you. So, what is the purpose of creating a resume? Majority of the people would say this is to get a new job, obviously, but that is not at all true. The most important purpose is to get an interview call. And you should always keep this in the back of your head. Okay, if you have ever in a situation where you're not sure what to do this with thing, example, should I put in my resume, should I put that certificate, this certificate, something else, what about my references, what about my hobbies, what about my percentage, what about my GPA, what about this experience or that experience? So whenever you come across with any sort of a question, ask yourself, is this thing going to help me get an interview call? Is this certificate, is this photo, is this personal detail, my age, my marks, are they going to help me get an interview call? If the answer is yes, you put it in. If the answer is no, you remove it. Or if it is really important, you convert that no into a yes and then you put it in. So whenever you are confused about formatting, what should I put on top, what should I put on the bottom, should I put education first, what should I really do? Ask yourself how important this particular detail piece of information is for me to get an interview call. Accordingly, you align your resume. Next is how you approach the start of the resume is very, very, very important. Majority of the people, how they approach, or when I was a fresher, how I approached the start of the resume was very same. I used to go to my laptop,
I think he's muted.
I was muted. How much did you guys hear? 414. Am I audible now? I guess someone
Yes.
muted me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, okay, I'll restart from the approach. So how you approach the start of the resume is very, very important. And this is one of the biggest mistake that people make. How I approach the start of resume was pretty simple. I looked for a really good template. I couldn't find one. I asked my brother for a template. He had one, edited it, voila, my resume is ready. Literally the biggest mistake that I ever made. And I've made some incredible mistake. One time I was interviewing in a company. It was a really good recruitment firm. They asked me, okay, what is the name of our like firm? Don't know what happened. I forgot the name. I was in the interview room for a specific company. I forgot the name. So I made incredible mistake, but this is the biggest mistake that I think to till this day. What was? Looking for a beautiful template. This is not going to work. So what should be your approach? Step one is to find job descriptions, the best of the best job description that you can find. Okay, you are into data analytics, what are the best possible companies for data analytics people? Okay, you're into finance, you're into accounting, okay, what are the best accounting finance related company that you can find? And then you find their job description. What is the first thing that you do? You define responsibilities. See, in recruitment world, in hiring, specific hiring, people don't really care about what sort of things you have. It's not about, okay, what this person, what type of skill this person has. Okay, maybe I can use them somewhere. No, it's always okay. I have this job description. Let's see if this person have the skills that I need. It's not like what skills you have that I can use. No, I have this work, can you do it? So it all start with the job description. So pick out responsibilities. Try to understand, okay, what this industry want me to do, what this industry, what this company want me to do, what are the responsibility that I will do day in and day out. That is the first step. Second step is to find the skills. Okay, I got it, these are the responsibility I have to perform. What are the skills I need to perform these responsibilities? What are the skills I need to perform these responsibilities? You do these two things right, you'll clear all the ambiguity. These are the keyword that all the recruiters use, right? Biggest problem for you guys is not getting an interview call, and 50% of that problem is due to not having the right keywords. That's why even people who have a targeted profile, means their experience, their skill, their education is a really good match for the job that they are looking for, but still they don't get any sort of an interview call. The reason is the keyword and the repetition of keyword that they don't know how to do. So you learn that through job description. You define responsibilities. You try and find skills that you need to perform these responsibilities. You cannot be a back-end developer or a front-end developer if you don't know the programming language or the tools that are required to perform that. You cannot do analytics or visualization if you don't know specific tool. You cannot do accounting or auditing if you don't know like the basics of balance sheet or auditing or SOPs, right? So idea is to understand what you're going to do, find skills you need to perform all of these things, and the keyword as well. In most cases, these skills and keyword are going to be the same thing. Second is pretty simple, writing the resume. You use that resume again and use it as a target practice. What is a target practice? I hope you know that target, like circles, circles, and then there's a bullseye, right? You try to hit it, you always miss it. So you're not going to do that with your resume. You're going to try and match it as much as you can. You try and identify, okay, these are the skills they're looking for. How do I know these skills? Do I know them through my coursework, through your education background? Do I know them through my projects that I've worked on? Do I know them through my maybe the certification that I've completed? Do I know them through my particular experience that you might have, particular internship you might have, particular articleship you might have? So you try to match them as much as you can. And what is the third step? When you're done with your resume, yes, I'm done with my resume, I'm going to use it to apply for a job, I'm going to use it to send it to different people. At that time, you check ATS compliance. You check if like what are your scores, what are your open score, what are your targeted score, and how you can improve them. Now, what is an open ATS and what is a targeted ATS? Open ATS, it goes with the verb, targeted ATS, it goes with the noun. In open ATS, it goes with the verb. It checks your impact. If you guys can please mute yourself, would be really great. Right. So an open ATS is going to check your action verb. It's going to check your numbers. It's going to check all the skills that you might have mentioned and tell you how good or bad your resume is. That's what is. That's an open ATS. Second type is targeted ATS. The targeted ATS is going to compare your resume with a job description. Compare your resume with a job description and tell you chances or percentage of getting an interview. That is the targeted ATS score. So that is how you should follow the approach to create a new resume, right? I hope you already know what a profile summary is. I hope you already know like what are different skills that you might need or what are different skills that you might need to perform although I'm 100% sure you already have a format, so I'm not going to talk about specific format. I'll show you what not to do though. Do not go for infographic templates. If you are going for infographic resume templates, high chances they are not going to be readable by the ATS system. Now you might be like, okay, what is this infographic template? So I'm going to show that to you. Infographic resume templates. Now we click on images and these are infographic templates. If you can see this right now, this is an infographic template. And ATS don't know how to read graphs. Although as a recruiter, it's going to be difficult for me to read graphs or these line or bar charts or all of these things, right? How can an ATS read it? So do not look for these type of templates. Do not look for infographic templates. Look for ATS of KPMG. Each and every one of those resume had colors. Okay, so color is not a problem. These bar charts, these pictures, these pie charts, line graphs, they are the biggest problem. Okay, and especially this type of things as well. It's difficult to understand them. Even if we don't talk about ATS, we talk about as a person. This person said lab research and like, now this is like some white and other is yellow. Okay, I got it. Perfect for me, could be very different. So just mention lab research, just mention lab testing, just mention presentation. Okay, do not rate yourself in the resume. So these are the things that I'll say, and I'll just what we call it, wing it in the interview. And definitely if you're not a great, if you're not great at articulation, you're going to stay away from. Now moving on, the interview part. Now everything depends on it. Everything depends on it. All you do, I would even say your education, your all the money, time you have invested, everything comes down to those 30 to 45 minutes. In some cases it could be 10-15 minutes as well. So you really want to prepare for it. What most people do, they get an interview call. Okay, I have an interview tomorrow, day after tomorrow with certain company, and then they start to prepare for an interview. They get an interview call, they get an interview with certain company, and then they start to prepare for an interview. Yourself, these are the things that I'll say, and I'll just what we call it, wing it in the interview. And definitely, if you're not great at articulation, you're going to fail for sure. Now, moving on. Like it's 100% certain. Not ask you tell me something, then you have to compare and you have to make sure that there's nothing big negatives out of that movie. How would you answer that? High chances if you're not very well prepared for other questions, you're going to be you're going to take a lot of time to answer this particular thing, right? It will throw you off your flow and you'll struggle in the entire interview. It's not going to happen every time, but some people can do it. So prepare from day one. When you decide I'm going to look for a job, that is the day you start your interview preparation. With your resume, you do your interview preparation. Okay, I'll give you one more live example. There was one person in my workshop. I have a job search workshop where I teach people how to get a job, and she had a 4-year gap. Right after graduation, no experience, nothing, but she really wanted to work in one of the big four. Like that was her dream, but she was sure. Said, I have a gap of 4 years. I know what my resume look like. I know what my profile looks like. I'm not going to get any sort of an opportunity to even give an interview. What happened? She tried the things that I taught her. She got one call from EY. Then she called me again, asked me, ki, I have an interview tomorrow. What can I do? I asked her certain question, and on that call, I knew she was going to get rejected. She had no idea how she's going to explain her gap. She had no idea what she's going to say and why should we hire you and all of these things. at all prepared. So it's better to be prepared and not have an opportunity rather than have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Hi, Sahaj. Sorry to interrupt you. I think you might be facing network issues as your
Although
video
she
gets
tried the
stuck
same things again.
sometimes.
Sorry,
You might be
is it
facing
better now?
network
Can any?
yeah, it's good, but sometimes it just gets lagged in the middle. So you might switch off your video if you're facing the issue. Then
I'm facing network issue. That should not happen. Let me let's give me a
yeah,
second.
sure, no problem.
Yeah.
No voice.
Yeah, you cannot hear because I'm not saying anything. I'm going to stop share for a second. Can you guys hear me now? Am I audible now?
Yes, it's better now.
It's better now.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it's a network issue from my end. Like everything is working pretty fast. Maybe Zoom issue. Could that is possible. Okay. So I'm going to like now clear, right? So I'm going to present again. Really apologies for this. Okay, so I'm going to present again and I'm going to restart. Clear now. Great. Great. Right. It's sharing and moving ahead. Right. So what I meant was there was a person, she was looking for a job in Big Four. She was convinced not going to get any opportunity. She got an opportunity and got rejected. So it's better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared for it. Okay, although she tried the same things again and today she's working in, not today, from 14th January she'll be working, 14th, or I guess from the next Monday or first Monday of January, she'll be working in one of the big four. I believe in KPMG. I've also posted about her. So idea is that you have to prepare from day one. How to prepare? Now this is a 4-step preparation for all the interviews that you do. Step one is prepare everything in your resume. That is the most important part. If you can do this one thing right, step one, preparing everything that you have written in your resume, then you'll clear 70% of all the interviews. I hope it is audible. Right. So if you can do this one thing right, if you can prepare everything in your resume, why you did it, example, let's say certificate, why you did that certificate, how you did it, how it can help you in your career, if you can give out clear explanation, then you don't have to worry about anything else. Step two is prepare the basics of what you will say about common interview question. Like if asked about, okay, why do you want to join this company? It could be like, I don't know which company I'm going for. So what you do, you create a blueprint factor, a blueprint for yourself. Okay, if they ask me about this company, I'm going to maybe talk about a certain platform that it will provide me. Okay, I'll talk about the goal that I have and how your company can help me reach that goal. In addition to that, I'm going to add growth, good reviews, or any sort of an research that you do. So you create a blueprint for yourself first. Why this career? You might be open for multiple opportunities, multiple type of opportunities. Then you prepare a blueprint for each one of them, or why you're looking for a job as well. So that is the step two, is to prepare the basics of what you will say, prepare the basics of a blueprint. Step three is to prepare the job description. Idea is to find any job description that you can from your sector, prefer, and prepare all the technical question and the skills that are related to the job description. Now, what do I mean by this? Mix step one and step three. Step one as well as step three. Try to relate your job description. Try to relate your job description with your resume. Try to match them as much as you can. If asked about, okay, we are looking for this certain skill set, how you can give out an example. If you look at my this sort of a project, this is where I learned. I'm 100% sure I can quickly pick up business knowledge related to whatever sort of a project that I have to work on and achieve any sort of a result there is. Is it lagging again? No. Okay. So that is that is how you prepare for the step third. And step fourth is pretty simple. You prepare for the interview for a specific company. Step one is to prepare everything in your resume. Step two is to prepare basics of all the common interview questions. Step third is to relate your skill set to create stories of your skill set, your project, and relate it with the job description. Step four is to prepare for a specific company. How you can do that? You can visit, although any, but ambition box is something that I like. You can click on this interviews here, and you will get all the profile wise question. Like some of you are looking for consulting, so you can click on it. Some of you are looking for, what else you are looking for? I don't think sales marketing were there. Assistant manager, or let's say software engineer, or a lot of you are looking for business analyst related thing. So you start and see what sort of question these people are asking. In Deloitte, this was a big question that someone asked. This was the second question that someone asked. They have even mentioned in what type of industry, what type of numbers, and what was the complete question. Then you move to the second company, then you move to McKinsey, then you move to Accenture, then you move to BCG, best of the best that you can think of. Then you move to the ZS, then you move to the EI, then you move to the Infosys. Similarly, for software engineers, all sort of question that you can think. And these are not tell me something about yourself type of question. They are really genuine, really good questions. Okay. You can open it right now and you can read something for yourself and you will know, okay, this was really important. Similarly, for business analyst, all type of question and all the detail of the interview, how it went there. So this is how you can prepare for a specific profile. Second could be you can prepare for specific company. Let's say you are going for Infosys, or you're going for TCS or Accenture or Amazon. You can click on Amazon. Then you will see all the question for program analyst. Although you can put in your profile as well, but it will ask me to log in. I'm not going to log in. So software engineer, I'll just share more example. SDE, like, and then SDE1, and then maybe there are also jobs at Amazon that you can apply on directly. Software engineer. So that is how you're going to prepare for the step fourth. Prepare for interview for a specific company, for a specific profile. So a quick recap. I hope we have time for that. And then we'll move to your questions. First was, the purpose is to get an interview call. If you're confused about any sort of a detail, ask yourself, is this particular certificate, is this particular photo going to help me get an interview call? If the answer is yes, you put it in. If the answer is no, you remove it. Steps: Pretty simple. First of all, you start with a job description. You define responsibility that you have to perform. You find skills that you need to perform those responsibility. Then you find all the keyword. Second step is writing the resume, which is typically writing all the responsibility and skills you have. Like that's it. That's all you really have to do. Third is checking your ATA score, your open score as well as your targeted score, and you should try to improve it. On an average, if you're hitting 70, you're good to go. Okay, 70 is good to go. Next is interview. Remember everything that you do, even including attending this particular session, is going to get in that 15 to 30 minutes. Everything depends on those 15 to 30 minutes. So you really want to prepare for it. Most people get rejected because they're not prepared for the interview. Next, there are 4 steps to prepare for interview. First is to prepare everything that you have in your resume. And I'll repeat it again. If you don't know something that is in your resume, you are going to get rejected. If there's a line in your resume, if there is a skill in your resume, if there is a certain something in your resume, I ask you about it and you couldn't explain, I will think as a recruiter that this person is certainly lying about this or maybe some other things as well, and you will get rejected. So the most important part is to prepare everything that you have in your resume. Second is to prepare basic interview caution. Okay, some basic caution could be different as per your profile. Like if you're going for consulting or something, they'll ask you case related caution. If you're going for technical something, they'll ask you programming language related caution. If you're going for accounting finance, they might ask you accounting standards. If you're going for auditing, they might ask you about like the specific profile audit, process audits you have covered, three-way match in procurement, and so on. So basic caution does not mean just about company, just about career, why you are looking for a job, but more than that, basic for your profile that you are targeting. Step third, prepare for the job description. I ask you for a skill, how can you relate it with your resume? How can you relate it with your resume, the skills that you have? Step 4, you prepare for a specific company. You can do it through, I believe, Glassdoor as well, through Ambition Box as well. So it's up to you. Next is caution. So I know all of you have a lot of caution. I made sure that we have at least 20 to 25 minutes to answer all of your question. I'm going to stop presenting. I hope this is not going to lag again. And then you can ask all of your questions. Right, I believe there are still some questions. Right. First, Keithan is saying, I got a call from a company for the role social media marketing, and the HR scheduled an interview with marketing manager. The interview went well. He appreciated my work, but there was no update for a week. I mailed the HR and not matching our requirement. The CV was completely matching the role. Also, the marketing manager told positive things. I don't know what happened. I attended 2 months ago. Stop, rejected by 4 companies till now. So I would say the thing that really happens is when you are at that level here, either I'm going to get shortlisted or I'm going to get rejected. When that happens, it's typically because someone performed better than you did. That's it. Like, you are qualified to do the job. You know it, the HR know it, the hiring manager know it, or maybe the social media manager also knows it. But all the other 5-7 candidates are also qualified to do the job. So one of them or some of them performed better than you at that certain time. So I would say, like, it is also really difficult to guess what went wrong. Okay, it could be genuine thing that they something bad happened, they are not hiring right now. This is a very common response that recruiter use in order to reject a candidate. But if you're reaching out to companies and you're getting rejected in the interview, then you're doing something right. You're getting interviews, sooner or later you're going to really get a break. And if you're looking for social media marketing, then I would suggest try AngelList. It can be really helpful. And try no, AngelList is one of the very best. So try to get more opportunity out of AngelList. Vedant is saying any specific website to check ATS score. There are many. You can just Google ATS score. You'll get resume awarded. You'll get panna.ai. You will get JobScan, even Naukri.com, Shine.com. All of them also have their certain ATS. So you can check on all of these things. Next is Rahul is saying how to actually identify keyword to be presented. You read the job description and you check, okay, what are the skills, what are the things that these guys are repeating again and again and again and again and again, and those are your keywords. Next is what's open and targeted score in ATS, where to check it. So open ATS is like a score that tells you how good or bad your resume is. Targeted ATS tells you your percentage chances of getting an interview call. For open, you'll have to check through resume awarded, through Shine, and through Naukri. For targeted ATS, all of them have targeted ATS. They'll ask you to upload your resume as well as the job description. Tell me about yourself. What should we say? So I spent around 45 minutes on this question in the workshop. So it's what you don't do is you don't say my name is this, my experience is that, my skill set is this. What else you want to know? Why? Because everyone is going to do the same thing. There's a process that people follow for this, which is known as breaking the mold. Breaking the mold is a tradition that people are following. The tradition here is my name is this and that and so on. So you add up interesting things or interesting point and make sure that you don't start with your name, your education and things like that. Ideally, you should try to identify a skill that is really important and talk about a certain story of how you have learned that particular skill. Like for me as an HR, as a recruiter, or as even as even a consultant, most important thing is people skill. So what I talk about, how I've improved my people skill for the last 3-4 years through my sports and so on when I was a fresher. So that is how you can build up a story. Okay, but I don't have enough time to really create one answer here right now. Ramya is saying, hello sir, my last walking was May 2021 and we are in 2022 now. So 1.6 year. And then only rejection, hardly got any call, not able to justify the gap since was fired. So it is going to be a really difficult situation. So Ramya, I would suggest that create some sort of a personal brand on LinkedIn. What that will do, you will get more inbound leads compared to the rejection that you are getting. So it's easier to get referrals out of it. It's easier to trust or let people trust you through a personal brand rather than applying, getting rejected, applying and getting rejected. How to mail resume to HR professional. Like if you have their email ID, it should be, you should write three reasons why you should be hired for a specific role. Like you give them one reason related to a profile that you are targeting. Second reason could be related to a functional skill that you might have related to the profile. And third reason could be related to your interest. Okay, so pick out the top 3 selling points that you have, add them into the mail. Rahul, how to actually identify keyword to be presented? Rahul, again, like I said, you will have to go through a multiple job description, try to identify what are the keywords that are repeating in all the job description and add them in the resume. How to contact HR on LinkedIn? I would suggest do not contact HR on LinkedIn. Why? Everyone is doing the same thing. And there will almost never revert until or unless you are their targeted profile. Like if I'm hiring for a specific profile and you are from that profile, then I'm going to engage in a conversation with you, might reply, revert, check if I have a profile or not related to your profile. But in all the other cases, you will be ignored. Reach out to people who are doing what you want to do. Ajit is saying how to write a cover letter. Guys, very big question. Okay, how to write a cover letter is a like it will take me a lot of time to explain that here, but still it should be of 4 paragraph, but mainly 3 paragraph. First, explaining what you really do, creating a story of what are your expertise, what are your skills. Paragraph 2 should be how you are uniquely qualified or what is your unique selling point for that particular job opportunity. And third should be about why you want to work in this company. If you are looking for a template for all the questions that you are asking, or the LinkedIn or even the email question, or even the cover letter thing, all of them are available on my Instagram and LinkedIn. Next is how to use LinkedIn in a productive way. So really good question. How to use it to switch from reactive to proactive part. Instead of you mentioning you are looking for a job, open to work, and waiting for someone to reach out to you, best is to reach out to other people. Reach out to 5 people from one company at least. Second is to engage. Like, comment, share. Like, comment, share. That will improve your search appearance. That will improve your profile views. That will improve your chances of connecting with great people. And with great people, one of the great opportunity will land. So the easiest 2 things that you can do is engage, like, comment, and share on all the relevant posts that you think or see. And second is pretty simple, you reach out to people. Next is for SAP PP consultant site. Like you can just Google SAP PP consultant interview questions and there'll be multiple sites that will come up. Thank you. Happy to help, Keerthan. Also send me a text on LinkedIn. Okay, we can maybe discuss about it and try to identify what is really going on. So maybe next time you will not get rejected. Naveen is saying was laid off in Fab 2021. Fab 20, okay, 1 year because company was answering how to justify gap of 11 months. So for all of you who have a gap, now gap is not the best thing that you can have in your resume or profile, but according to a recent study, 88% out of the 100 people said that they do not have a problem with a gap, and those people are HRs, recruiters, hiring managers, and so on. Okay, so they do not have a problem with your gap as long as you are doing something relevant. So maybe quickly pick up a few courses, maybe create a personal project, maybe complete some virtual experiences. They're free to log in. You'll also get a certificate. So try to identify what more you can do. Okay, that is how you really justify. I would suggest you not to lie and put something like, just don't lie on the resume. Nidhi is saying my resume are not even shortlisted. I'm looking for a career in research and valuation. I don't know what do I do. So Nidhi, first of all, check both of your ATS score. If you have a resume from Novo Resume or some bad resume builder, it will not be readable by ATS. There was one person, his name was, I believe, Chayan. He was from one of my workshop. The only problem that he had was his resume was not readable by the ATS. He changed that format, got a job, is working in Citibank right now, and got it within 30 days. Looking for SAP opportunity. Vivek is saying SAP. So reach out to people who are doing things related to SAP. Do not focus on recruiters. Do not focus a lot on job portals. Mudha is about salary negotiation. Okay, so I'll give you a few quick tips because it's 50 already. Don't give out a range. I know each and every career coach or job search consultant or whatever we call all of us is going to tell you to give a range, but they've never worked as a recruiter. When you give a range, I'm looking for 6 to 8 LPA. What you mean is 7 LPA. What as a recruiter I hear is, okay, 5 LPA. So range doesn't work. Best thing that you can do is make sure that the other person is the first one to give out a number. So always ask, okay, what is the budget for this profile? I'm looking out for Like I'm looking for an overall opportunity in terms of leave, learning opportunity, monetary terms, and other benefits. So what is the best that you guys can do for this profile? And hope that they do give you a specific answer. If they do not, if they ask you, if you find someone rude or maybe someone who is not in a good mood, they might ask you, okay, that is really good to hear, but you must have some sort of a monetary expectation in your mind. If you can let me know that, we'll be more than happy to move ahead. So if you get that sort of a rebuttal, best is to check through level FYI, check through ambition box, and try to identify what is the average or what is the best pay package that you can get, and then quote that. How to explain communication skill and collaboration skill. So it's pretty simple, Srishti. If you guys can please mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. So how to explain communication and collaboration. So if you're talking about resume, and I think you're talking about resume because they are naturally come up in the conversation during the interview, but in the resume, you do not mention communication skill, right? Anyone can mention that. How would I know, right? You can write anything you want. How to show it? You show it through action verbs. Action verbs. You write things like communicated with 5 people or collaborated with 5 type of roles or functions or 2 functions or something like that. So use action verbs to show communication skill, to show collaboration skill. Don't write communication collaboration skills. Rahul, sir, any specific point to be considered while applying for a Big Four? Not specific point, like if you are from one of the top 10 or top 20 CA firm, you're going to get into Big Four for sure. So like not any specific point, to be honest. They are pretty much average companies, like they work like an average company. They have the same process, but whenever you apply or send your resume, make sure it is the best possible one, because you get rejected for like 6 months or something, then you'll have to wait, and then you'll have to try everything after 6 months. It's a big gap, right? So make sure that you send your best possible things. Janvi is saying reason to leave last job before completing 1 year. So Janvi, like you'll have to, like it depends what sort of so one thing that I'll mention here about leaving your job. Your leaving your job question is not to check why you left your job. No, it's not nothing like that. It is to understand your priority. For Janvi, what is the priority? What was the reason that she left? Was it to get more money? Was it, which is perfectly fine? Was it for a career change? Was it to learn something more? Was it to maybe step up into a different profile? What is her priority? So you explain that priority, okay, without talking negative about the other company. I've answered that. There is a job opportunity in Myntra through, right, at a recruitment agency. Payroll is it now? I would be work experience. Where would be the work experience considered? Will it be under Myntra or it would be under Myntra? It is a third party payroll, but if you're working with Myntra, you can mention you are working with Myntra. Okay, just check if it is a third party payroll or how you are really getting into it. But in 99% of the cases, you can mention Myntra. Rishabh, how to justify career transition. So this is a big list. If you're talking about the interview part, you'll have to start with creating a story. Like what was the breaking point when Rishabh realized this is the next career for me? How do you know that maybe data analytics, data science, or what was that tipping point when you realize this thing exists? Then what you do next? Then you talk about I did more career research. Then what do you next? You tell them I could identify a lot of skills that are required for that particular career that you are going for. You already have them. Then you you understood the responsibility part, the first step of this particular workshop, and you realize this is something that you really wanted to do. Post that, you upskilled and you talk about how you upskilled. You created some project, you learned some stuff, you did something else, how you really upskilled and prepared yourself for that next career. So that is how you justify it. Is Novo resume not ATS readable? In many cases, I've seen that it is not. So I recommend not to use that. देखिए जय, sir, do ATS read profile photo? They do not read photos. Not profile photo, any sort of a photo, they cannot read it. Abhishek, although there are some new systems, but still they are not perfect, right? So how could you read a photo? If it's really difficult to read a photo, then to read a word. So they work on an NLP part. If you want to learn more about it, learn more about NLP, you'll know exactly how that thing works. Next is Abhishek is saying from where to make resume, any site. I would say do not use any site. Just Google IIT Delhi resume format, IIM Ahmedabad or Bangalore or Kolkata resume format. Take out their format, take out best of the best job description that you can find and create it yourself line by line. Don't go for any specific site. Rahul is saying, okay, that's a direct, I don't get it. Every time I see a direct message, I'm repeating the name of the person. Why did you leave previous job even without having one on hand? Without having one on hand? Is it like one LPA on hand? I didn't get it. One on hand. Why did you leave your previous job? Okay, I got it. But without having one on hand, is it 1 year experience? Oh, okay. Why did you leave a job without having any sort of a new opportunity? So you could talk about that particular reason. You could say that, okay, my notice period I thought was the biggest reason that I was not getting a job. Or you could talk about, like, I believe you mentioned that you're laid off or something during COVID, or that you could talk about that particular reason. So explain it to them. So these are not key, I'm going to get you rejected. This question is going to get rejected. This is not like that. Main focus is to see what is going on. As a recruiter point of view, I need to check, do I have to be worried about this particular person? They left their job without having any sort of a backup. Are they going to do that to my particular company? So if your reason is justifiable enough, it is not going to be a problem. But it seems like you don't really have a particular reason, you left it out of the blue, there is no reason, then there could be a big risk to hire you. So understand why they are asking you that question, and the answer will come up naturally, right? Majority of the female candidates are pretty good at it. Next, is it good option to move from product company to service based company? Really depend on your priority. Do you feel like service company or service work is something that you want to do, or you would be comfortable with, or the growth is going to be as in product companies? What are your priorities? What the other person or the world is doing? If you feel like this is the right thing for you, go for it. I'm not having new job. Is that a caution? Okay, that is related to the other. Okay, got it. Next is, please suggest the number of pages in resume with year of experience. If you have less than 5 years of experience, keep it to 1 page. If you have more than 5 years of experience, keep it to 2 page. It doesn't matter if you have 22 or 24 years of experience. 2 page is what you get. You do not go to the third page. If you are going to the third or fourth page, that means you don't know how to manage space in your resume. Okay, so that's it. It's 5 now, and I cannot see many more questions here. So I guess this is it. I believe you also had some question like uh, before that. Okay, there are more questions now. How should the resume be for someone with 0 year of experience? Which 0 year of experience? Which are the main point to be considered? So it's a pretty simple thing. For a fresher, first of all, there should be some sort of a material. It could be your position of responsibility. It could be your, what do we say? It could be your certificates, it could be your internship experience, it could be your any sort of other experience or other work that you might have done. So there should be some material in the resume, right? And second part is the simple keyword. Try to include your coursework, like whatever sort of BCom, BTech, or whatever you have done. Identify what are the keywords that you can find in the job description that are mentioned in your coursework. So use that to your advantage. Think of it. Okay, I have these things. What is the best possible thing I can do with them? Next is thank you. Happy to help about workshop. Not sure about workshop. What is the question? There is a workshop next Friday. If you any of you wish to join it, you can join it. You can get link through my Instagram, through my LinkedIn as well. Quick tip for negotiation. I believe I've already done it. Also, we are moving out of the timeline. I have another workshop from 7 to 9:30. So I have to prepare for that as well. Okay, so maybe next time.
Great. Thank you,
Uh,
everyone. You may go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
no problem. Please
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. We hope that we were able to address most of your queries successfully. Special mention to our guest speaker, Mr. Sahaj Bana, for an informative, enjoyable, and above all, a valuable presentation. It's certainly a surefire way to bag your dream job, and we appreciate having this mysterious area clarified. It was great pleasure to listen to your wise words and learn so much from your personal experiences. Thank you all again to all our participants who attended the webinar. We'll have some more exciting information to share with you all soon. So stay tuned. Happy Saturday. Thank you guys. Bye.
Sure. Thank you. Bye.